Well guys, here is the news and update from our mobile home rebuild. I picked up 2 new rolls of wire. So we are going to carry on with the wiring project and get some more done today. I'm going to slip the spool right onto here. This is my wire dispenser, I guess. And if I can find the end of it. Let me flip it upside down. I'll feel better if it's upside down. We're going to slide that right through there. That's going to help us keep everything nice and tidy as we unspool this wire. And I'm going to try not to drag this out because you guys have seen the process already. I'm going to carry on where we left off over here, running a light circuit down to the end bedroom. Alright, got our wire fished up, so we're going to strip it out. Light switch done. Perfect. The way we did this was kind of interesting. Since we wired up the lights before we built the walls, because we wanted to get the ceiling done, well, we had to run the switch wire down this wall, and we left it there until these interior walls were built, and I left enough length that I could go down under the floor, over, and up to the switch. So it's kind of like a loop right here going up to the ceiling. That's how I was able to plan ahead for my light switch, even before the wall existed. Well guys, we got the bedroom light done, and I came back and wired it in here and added some more wiring for the bathroom. So not that it matters to you guys, it's all just pulling wire from your end, but that was the completion of light circuit number 1. Now we have to start light circuit number 2. Quick little update, I just got my power run for the living room lights, and there's a lot going on here, but it's pretty simple. But there's the power for that, and later on I'm going to jump over to this box for the outdoor light. I'm separating those. But that power wire that I just showed you over there runs all the way over to inside this box. We're running down and going back to the panel now. Guys, we did wire for smoke alarms. People keep asking us and mentioning over and over again about running wire for smoke alarms, and that was done 3 months ago in our ceiling. I got wires dangling down all over right above my head for smoke alarms. So 14.3. hardwired in, all interconnected. It's going to be done right. We know what we're doing, and we're doing the best we can. You just got to trust us, and we're going to show you guys the process as we go. Well guys, making big progress. Another update. I don't know where I'm at, but we're moving on to the bedroom. So kitchen is done, lights are done. We're going to this little bedroom back here, and this one is, again, it's easy stuff. I'm just going to run a wire looping around the room.
Definitely not.
Okay.
You have multiple splitting tools?
Yeah. That's it. That's the last one. They're all prepped. So I'm going to be doing something controversial in this room, and that is running 14 gauge wire in a bedroom. I don't know. A lot of you guys wouldn't care, wouldn't notice, but some of you guys are going to call me out and say, should have ran 12 gauge. A lot of people think that it's good to upgrade and future-proof. Why not run the thicker, heavier wire, being 12 gauge is thicker than 14? And so basically, if you imagine it, 14 gauge is a 15 amp circuit and 12 gauge is a 20 amp circuit. So we're going to be running a 15 amp circuit in the bedroom. Could we run a 20 amp? Yeah. Have more power available, but the reason we're not is because I feel like it's a little bit overkill for this home. The bedrooms aren't that big, you're not going to have a lot of stuff in them, and you're not going to be using a lot of high draw things in a bedroom. Now, that will save us money on wire because the 12 gauge is obviously thicker wire, it costs more money, and it's also going to make wiring easier. It is a lot easier to work with 14 gauge wire, to fit it in the box, to bend it and get everything nice and neat. That means it's going to be an easier job and a safer job because nothing will be getting damaged. It's all going to be easy to work with. So just for the money savings and the ease of working, I'm going to be running the 14 gauge. Now 14 gauge wire, you can still run up to something like 1800 watts off that circuit before it's going to trip the breaker. You could still run a lot of things. You could plug in pretty much anything a bedroom needs. And I think these days a lot of things are using less power. Isn't that the direction we're going? Save power, use less power, more efficiency. So I don't see the point in running 20 amp circuits in the bedrooms of this home. We're going to have nice mini split units that are going to supply heat and AC, so you don't need to plug in space heaters or anything like that. In fact, space heaters are sort of a hazard in a home, and you should avoid them, especially if you're living in a mobile home. If you can't avoid them, do it. So that's my decision. We're going to get that wire run right now, link it through, and pull it back home. Okay. Well, my decision might come back to bite me because I just finished up the bedroom wiring back to the panel, and our spool is getting pretty low, lower than I expected at this point. This was 250 feet of wire, and all I did was finish up a light circuit and did this one bedroom. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to run this to the end of the house and around that bedroom, but we're going to see. I'm going to try it. Right now is when I should be switching to the 12 gauge and not running out of wire, but let's take a chance. So, send this down this hole.
Okay.
And I'm going to just pull it straight down. As long as I can get up over these metal things, outriggers, I can do this from out here and not have to
That's good.
fall into the house right now. After some careful consideration, I decided this is going to be our last circuit for today. We have plenty of the 12 gauge wire to keep going, but we're not. So we're going to do one more though, and that is going to be the washing machine right here, laundry circuit. So we're going to get this one pulled. I'm going to feel accomplished, and we can call it quits. Send that down for me. Well, just like that, we got it done. This is the washing machine outlet, stapled in, clamped in, going back to the panel. Everything is looking so good. And we're going to call it quits for today. I'm going to go home, reevaluate, see about buying some more wire. Sometimes when I'm shopping at the store, you know, I just guess, I guesstimate, and I thought to myself, 250 feet. Yeah, we don't have that much to do. It's 2 bedrooms. Wow. I can't believe how short we were. And that's amazing. It just goes to show how much wire is in your home. You go through it so fast. I will likely buy another 250 foot roll, even though I only have a little bit left to do, because when you look at the cost per the roll, if you go like 250, I think that roll cost, let's say $100. But if you go down and you buy like a 100-foot roll, it's only going to cost like $80. But it's only 20 bucks, and you're getting less than half the wire. So I think to myself, I might as well just buy the extra wire and have it for future projects. And that's how it goes. For some reason, those small rolls get more and more expensive. If you buy like 50 feet, I don't know, it's probably $38 or something. But I'm just guessing. I'll have to look it up. But the point is, 250 feet seems like the sweet spot where you get the best value for the money. You could buy 1,000-foot spools of wire, but they're not much cheaper than buying the 250-foot rolls, and they're a lot heavier to lug around. And after that, all we have left is living room and bathroom. The living room, I am going to use the 12 gauge wire. I'm going to go ahead with the 20 amp because the living room is a pretty big room and I don't really know what's going to happen in there. What if you want to plug in some, electric fireplace as for decor, and some of those pump out heat. So you got the big fancy fireplace on the wall. I'm not planning on doing that, but you can picture it right there on that cathedral wall. We're going to, you can picture something like that being plugged in. Maybe a big aquarium with fish. And you got pumps and stuff running, maybe the TV, you got computers. So this room, let's do 20 amp. Bedrooms, low use. Guys, in your bedrooms, think about getting as much of the electronics out of there as you can. It should be like a peaceful zone or restful zone. You don't want all that EMF and lights and distractions going. And we have a home office in our bedroom, and luckily our bedroom's pretty big, but it's definitely a distraction. It's just the best we could do with our house layout. If you can make like a peaceful getaway in your bedroom, that's the way it should be. And we got a couple of big circuits I gotta run. We still gotta run the water heater wire, and I'm gonna give that some thought because I want it to be pretty. We're gonna finish off the closet and I want it to look nice in there, so I'll figure out what I'm doing with that and we'll get this done in no time. But don't worry, because that's not the end of the projects today. We've been working on a project at home, getting started on
siding.
I'm going to do a little work today on our house. We're not at the mobile home today. We're back at home, and this is our balcony. I took off the emergency escape because I'm going to be putting siding up. So our house needs siding. We are really slacking on this project. We're going to start. We picked up 2 sheets. We figured we got to start somewhere, and this is the easiest spot, kind of. So I already took some measurements. I'm just going to get the first sheet cut, but before I cut any sheets, I think I have to do a little bit of prep work. This house wrap is really old, so I'm going to just go over it with some fresh house wrap and update that, and maybe add a rain screen. I really want to do a rain screen on this house. I don't need it on the porch, but maybe I'll put it on there just for fun. We'll see. Let's just take it one step at a time. Actually, this side is kind of newer house wrap. That's probably fine. I just got to do this other side. House wrap is done, and I could install the siding right now, but I'm going to be doing a rain screen on the rest of the house, so I'm going to do it in here too. Might as well be consistent. So this rain screen is basically a mesh thick material that we're going to staple to the house, and it creates a sort of air gap between the siding and the house. And that way, if there's any moisture in there, it's not just sitting in the siding can dry out. That's the basic idea of it. Here's the material. It's really great stuff, actually. We're gonna start, this is the bottom. You see how it has this floppy flap? And we're actually gonna start with this folded over itself at the bottom of the wall. So the smooth side faces out, this is the bottom of the wall. And by folding this in, we're sealing it so that bugs can't go all up inside that mesh. So that seals the mesh off. I'm gonna show you over here, but I'm just trying to give you the details. We're gonna be working up the wall, and then the next one will lap with this overlapping this one to create the seal. There's my first piece. Tuck this under. You lift it just a hair? Yeah. I'm working. I'm getting it. I guess we're gonna keep installing this rain screen up and around the door, and then we'll get the first sheet cut. This is looking really good. We got all of our rain screen installed, and now I'm gonna set up a cutting station so I can pull out the siding panels and get them cut to fit. We decided we're gonna be using an LP Smart Side siding on this, and that is just an OSB siding that mimics the look of T111 with the grooves. It's going to be easy, affordable, and low maintenance. We like that. I was just cutting off the edge so I could start with a square edge instead of a hollow underneath, because these are lap sidings, like they overlap each other. So it's just cutting off that beginning piece so it can sit flat on the wall, straight in the corner. I have a bucket of Kills primer, which is actually pretty good. I forgot about this. So you basically want to seal any cut edges, because if any weather gets in, that's where the OSB is going to blow out and expand. You don't want that, so we're going to seal it up.
Dirty.
I don't even know why we have this primer. I don't even know who it's from.
I don't know either.
It's tinted.
No idea.
I try to mix this up really good.
Yeah.
Guys, this is so weird. I don't even know where this primer's from. It's obviously tinted. We had it tinted to match something. But look at how good it matches the primer on the panel. Like, look at it. It's like perfect match. When it dries,
Wow.
it like looks like it's intentional.
How do we not remember where this is from?
No idea. So that's all you do. Just to be safe.
Thunder. It's so needed.
Yep. There we go. Okay.
The light.
Yeah. I'll lean it on the light just for a moment. That looks good.
Our first panel.
I just got to get it gapped out properly. I don't know how well they can see, but I put a 1-inch spacer underneath the panel to keep it an inch off the floor so that water couldn't wick up into the panel easily. And now I just got to gap it along the trim and along the side of the porch here so that it's even, and then we'll get it nailed into place. So this is looking really good right there. I'm going to just nail it in with some siding nails and hope for the best, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Got one piece of siding installed, one more to do. I'm gonna go get that one cut out now that we have that. Now that I have my measurements of what I needed. And there is a little gap at the top that we have to fill, but we can do that later. Just got another one cut. Now we gotta paint the edges. We're all ready, we got that panel all primed on the edges, and we're just gonna get it in here. Let me get my spacers set up. I just throw a 1-inch block of wood on the floor. We got our siding on our balcony installed, and that feels good. We're not going to paint it yet because we're going to wait until we get more siding on the house. We don't even have the paint yet, but it's done. There's a couple of nails that shot in a little too far. I got to touch those up. If they sink into that OSB too far, you should put some hole filler over them to seal them in. Other than that, it is ready for paint and came out pretty good. I think something was a little crooked because I had to lift this sheet about an 1/8 inch higher than this sheet to get them to line up at the top, but I just wanted that clean line at the top. And there is a gap up there that I have to fill in because these sheets only come 8 feet tall. So I'm going to see what I have. I might even be able to use some cut off scrap to piece that in. It's looking great, and I know you guys are noticing all this. That's for something coming in the future, so we'll see about that. And I'm sure there's a lot of you guys who are happy too, finally seeing some siding get done on our house. We're gonna keep going on this. We only bought 2 sheets. We're gonna take this slow and steady because we got a lot going on. We don't wanna buy a lot of materials that sit around because we don't get to them. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves and we start buying more than we can handle at a time, more materials, more projects, and then they sit around longer than they should. So we're gonna try to just do this piece by piece. We're probably gonna buy like a couple more sheets of siding and then do that side. And we're gonna buy a couple more and do this side, little bit by little bit. So what do you guys think about that? We're getting our siding started. It has to get done. We're gonna try to push to get the front of the house sided this year. Okay, no guarantees. We have some minor and maybe big changes that we've been wanting to do to the house, and that might hold it up slightly, but we're working on the front, and little by little we'll get it done. So bear with us. We're working through all these projects, and we appreciate you guys supporting us and coming along. So thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.